Hi, everybody. I wanted to introduce you to Coach Dale. He's my friend and happens to be a client too. And we went through a process on a training last week where he went through an exercise. I think it's called the 4x4, and it helps reduce anxiety and stress and fear in your body. And so I was going to have him go through that process and to where we can share it with other people on the internet. So what you're going to do is grab a sheet of paper real quick, and you're going to write down a number for me real quick. You're going to write down a number between 1 and 10, 1 being that you have no fear, anxiety, or stress. Um, 10 would be the opposite extreme of that, where you're completely stressed out, fearful, and afraid. 5 somewhere kind of in the middle. So write down that number, and then Dale's going to do a process, and then we'll check back in to see where you're at then.
So
Thank
this
you, Dale.
this is a breathing exercise, and it actually the person I learned it from originally learned it from the Navy SEALs, and so if it's good enough for the SEALs, it's good enough for us. And so basically, the concept is you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, you breathe out for 4 seconds, and you hold for 4 seconds, and then you do it again. We'll do it about 3 times here. Um, I'm not super good at breathing in and talking at the same time because it uses 2 different pathways. If you hear me kind of, especially on the second and third times, I'll just say in, and then I'll hold up fingers 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that'll help. So watch the screen as well as actually do the exercise. And you're taking very deep breaths here. So get all exhaled, and now what we're going to do is breathe in, hold, exhale, hold. Try and breathe in through the nose, in, hold, exhale through the mouth. Hold. In, hold, out, hold. And let's do it one more time. In, out, okay, and return to normal.
So now what you need to do is write down another number of where you're at now. So hopefully by doing that, it would decrease the number, but in some cases it could go up. So just write down the number and then listen to what Dale says about why it works and what that might mean for you. And I hope that the breathing techniques actually help. It helps me a lot, so I wanted to share it with you guys.
And we've tried this exercise with several different people, and it typically will reduce it by 2 or 3, kind of on the average. Sometimes it doesn't reduce it at all. Sometimes it reduces it by more, but kind of 2 or 3 is a good average that it does reduce it. And that's pretty good for just a simple little 1 minute, 2 minute breathing exercise. But part of the reason it works is that the brain is a very much it's the organ that uses the most amount of oxygen in the brain. And so by breathing deeply, you're oxygenating your lungs and your whole system, and you're getting more oxygen to the brain. So the brain actually can have some time to reset itself, so to speak. So the brain resets itself with more oxygen. Also resets itself by slowing the breathing down. Most of the time when you're in a fear or a panic state, you start breathing really fast. And so by consciously slowing it down, you're signaling from the body to tell the brain that everything's okay. And so that actually slows it down as well. And like I said, this exercise, it's been all over, sometimes called box breathing because you kind of breathe in a box type of thing. Sometimes 4x4. I've heard other terms for it as well. So it's a pretty common technique. Use it often, use it well. I mean, you don't have to tell anybody you're using it. Just sit and breathe that way, and you can actually reduce your level of stress, especially if you feel like you're starting to stress out over something. Just breathe.
Hmm. Remembering to breathe matters. So,
Mhm.
all right. Well,
Absolutely.
thank you, Coach Dale. I appreciate you.
Mhm.